hello, good day to everyone. Welcome to mathematics class lessons made easy with teacher Phoebe. So, um, for today, we're going to have our lesson all about linear inequality in one variable. And I already uploaded a video last week about linear equation in one variable, part 1 and part 2. And this time, we'll have part 1 and part 2 also. Kasi yung sa part 1, I'm going to discuss the different properties of inequality and example of one-step solving in finding the unknown value of the variable. Now, for the part 2 will be a 2 to 3 steps equation in finding the unknown value of the variable. So that will be for our today's discussion. Now, just a sort of recall. Okay, just a recall. I would like to tell that meron akong isang equation doon sa previous video which I maybe typographical error na lang din siguro, and siguro ay dahil siguro kakamukbang ko ng water, napunta yata ako sa CR tapos nalingat ako, mali yata yung sagot na nailagay ko. Okay, but anyway, that's a joke and I have to correct it really. But for sure, you watchers, siguro naman ay alam nyo talaga, meron talagang correction doon at kailangan natin talaga siyang ayusin. Okay, so here is the equation. Okay, so here is the equation. Y plus 3 equals 7. I think ang nailagay ko yata doon ay 5, but that is wrong. So, kailangan natin siyang ayusin, and let's show our solution in its proper way. Now, solving class doesn't necessarily mean that you have to follow what I am doing, but what I am doing is the proper way. So, pwede kang mag-solve actually in horizontally or in vertically form, applying the different properties like this one. So, if I have y plus 3, this is equal to 7, diba, we are looking for the unknown value of y, that is our target always, and to find that, we have to apply the property. Since ang nakikita ninyo ay plus 3, then we're going to apply SPE, and by SPE, syempre magma-minus tayo dito. Pwede naman pababa din yung pag-solve ninyo so that you can easily see kung ano yung gagawin ninyo para makuha talaga yung ating y. So, syempre, do not forget that kapag nag-minus 3 kayo sa kaliwa, you have to also subtract 3 sa right side. And this will be already cancelled kasi 0 na yon. And then, 7 minus 3 is 4. So, this is supposedly the final answer to this equation. Ibig sabihin, yung value talaga ng variable na y must be 4 and not 5. Okay, so now that I have corrected this equation, I think we can proceed now to again, just a sort of recall. If I have here a balance scale, remember that kailangan na identify natin kung balance ba or hindi balance yung ginagawa natin sa equation natin or inequality, kasi kung ano yung in-apply natin dun sa equation, the same goes for inequality. Okay, medyo dadami nga lang yung values ng variable kasi inequality na to. Okay? Now, masasabi natin not balance kung dito lang tayo sa kaliwa nag-add or nag-subtract or nag-multiply or nag-divide. Okay? Or if so ever, ganun din dito sa kanan, not balance kung dito lang din tayo nag-add, nag-subtract, nag-multiply or nag-divide. So, kinakailangan para balance ang isang inequality. Okay? Hindi naman kasi ibig sabihin ng inequality, not balance na agad. It's not like that. Still, you have to apply the balance scale. Okay? Kinakailangan, kung tayo ay nag-add or nag-subtract, nag-multiply or nag-divide sa kaliwa ng ating inequality, dapat ganun din ang gagawin natin sa kanan. Okay? So, just a sort of recall, let us try to translate the following verbal sentences into its mathematical sentences. So, kapag inequality ang pinag-uusapan, therefore, hindi na ito equation. Okay? Ipapresent ko lang sa inyo yung pag-translate, yung translation, so that you will be able to know what to do whenever you encounter problems that are in-word problems. Okay? Like, kasi meron kayong mga symbols na makikita which you may not be still familiar with it. Like the following. Okay, so like number 1, the sum of a number and 2 is less than 7. So you will see the word here is less than, and to translate that, of course, syempre dapat marunong kayo mag-translate ng kung ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng sum, yung a number na to, which I already told you many times that etong number na to, it's not your favorite number, it's not your birthday, it's not the year when you were born, or the date of your monthsary or anniversary whatsoever. Yung number na tinutukoy natin dyan here is none other than but the unknown value of the variable. So, gagamit talaga kayo ng variable. Okay? So, our inequality will be x plus 2 is less than 7. Number 2, 5 times a number is greater than 30. So, is greater than here. Nakikita nyo tong symbol na to. Okay, so you may not be familiar with it, but some of you are already familiar, almost all of you, kasi ginagamit natin to, diba, whenever we are comparing numbers, which one is greater, which one is less than, like that. So when we translate, we're going to have an inequality of 5x is greater than 30, of course, this one. So ito yung number 1. Number 2, a number subtracted by 1 is at least. Now you will see here is at least, and this at least here sa Tagalog, ibig sabihin daw, pinakamababa na ang 3. Kumbaga, ano daw yung number na yon? Na kapag binawasan ng 1, ang sagot ay pinakamababa na ang 3. So, kung pinakamababa na ang 3, pwede ang 3. Pwedeng mas mataas pa sa 3. Okay? So, in its inequality form, we're going to have x minus 1. Ayan. So, itong is at least na to ay katulad lang siya ng symbol na is greater than or equal to. So, parang ganito siya, pero merong isang equal lang dun sa ilalim. So, we read it as is at least or is greater than or equal to. Merong or equal to. Next, number 4, the ratio of a number and 2 is at most 5. So, is at most 5, ibig sabihin, pinakamataas na yung 5. So, kung pinakamataas na yung 5, ibig sabihin, pwedeng 5 pababa. Okay? So, yan. Our inequality will be, yan. So, etong symbol na to, we use it for is at most or is less than or equal to. So, you will see na parang eto lang siya, pero merong equal sa ilalim. Okay? So, that is how we're going to translate verbal sentences into its mathematical sentences. In applying the different properties of inequality, okay, the first one is that we have the API. So, di ba dun sa equation, we have APE. So, dito naman, dahil inequality yung pinag-uusapan natin, we are going to have API. And API is for addition property of inequality. We are going to have SPI or subtraction property of inequality. We are going to have MPI or multiplication property of inequality. And we have the DPI or the division property of inequality. So, kung ano yung ginawa natin process dun sa solving equation in one variable sa previous video natin, the same goes for inequality. Ganun lang, okay? Kung paano yung process, that is just the same, okay? So, what are the different properties of inequality? Alright? So, napaka-importante na dapat, yun na yun. Actually, yun na yung na-present ko kanina. Kumbaga, kailan lang natin siya gagamitin. Okay, so, the first one is, yan. So, whenever nakakita kayo ng minus ulit, you're going to apply API or addition property of inequality. So, kapag ka nag-add ka sa kaliwa, dapat mag-a-add ka din sa kanan. Pero klasa, minsan, ang makikita ninyong symbol ay katulad nito, minsan ganito. It depends upon to the given inequality. Okay? Magkikita nyo sa inequality, not equation rather. Okay? Then next, whenever nakakita ka sa inequality mo ng plus, alright, you're going to apply SPI or subtraction property of inequality, and syempre kung nag-minus ka sa kaliwa, magma-minus ka din sa kanan. Okay? Next. Kapag nakakita ka naman ng division sa inequality mo, which is written in fraction form, but you know pretty well that the operation behind it is division, you're going to apply the multiplication property of inequality by multiplying doon sa kaliwa ng inequality natin at multiplying din doon sa kanan ng inequality natin. Next, whenever makakita kayo ng times, but I've already told you many times na hindi talaga kayo makakakita ng X symbol for multiplication. Instead, implied yung operation between constant and variable. Magkatabi lang sila talaga. But you know pretty well that times talaga yon. Okay? So, the same goes, you're going to apply division property of inequality. Kung nag-divide ka sa kaliwa, dapat mag-divide ka rin sa kanan. So, that's the property, application of properties. Now, to understand better this lesson, part 1, let me have the following illustrative examples. Okay, so number 1, the sum of a number and 2 is less than 7. So if we're going to translate this into its inequality, we're going to have yan. And to show our solution, let me write it for you. So first, we copy x plus 2 is less than 7. So, x plus 2 is less than 7. Now, we will see that we have here x plus 2. And remember, our target is always to find the value of x. Now, ang gagawin lang natin, since this is plus 2, we are going to apply SPI. And by SPI, syempre, magma-minus 2 tayo dito. And dito din, magma-minus 2 tayo dito. Okay? So, ang pag-solve naman talaga, class, ay hindi naman talaga totally, laging horizontally. Depends upon tayo for as long as dapat you apply the property in its correct way. And then, subtract. Of course, ang matitira na lang sa atin ay si x. And then, is less than, we copy is less than, and then solve for 7 minus 2. 7 minus 2 is equal to 5. Okay, so bale, ito na yung inequality natin. However, this is not yet your final answer. Kumbaga, ito pa lang yung ano natin, ito pa lang yung Q natin, kung ano talaga yung magiging value ng X natin. Doon kasi sa equation, talaga makikita natin na X equals 5. Equation yung pinag-uusapan doon. Now, this one, hindi talaga siya equation. It's an inequality. So, kapag nakakita kayo ng is less than, ibig sabihin, hinihingi sa inyo kano yung mga values ng variable na mababa sa 5. So, our answer will be mababa sa 5. So, ibig sabihin, hindi kasama si 5. We're going to have 4. Mapapansin nyo kung paano ako magsulat. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, dahil mababa sa 5 yung hinihingi, ibig sabihin, ang pagsusulat mo ay papunta sa kaliwa. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, sagad na yung 4 mo. Tapos, maglalagay ka ng brace dito. Tapos, dahil mababa sa 4, ang dami pang mga, mababa sa 5, dahil madami pa tayong mga numbers na mababa sa 4, di ba? Pwede pang maging 0 yan. Okay? And actually, pwede pa yan maging negative. Like, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, so on and so forth. So, magsulat lang kayo ng 5 numbers. That's good na. 5 numbers. Hindi kasi pwedeng although pwede naman 3, hindi ko naman sinasabing mali yun. Pero as much as possible, sana mas maganda, mas madami para at least may present mo talaga sa reader na talagang meron pang maraming numbers na pwedeng mas mababa sa 5. So, dot, or ellipsis, kailangan mo magsulat ng ellipsis papunta doon sa kaliwa kasi nandun pa yung mga ibang numero na mas bababa pa sa 5. And then, saka ka magsulat ng brace ulit. Ibig sabihin, eto na yung pinaka-final answer natin. Yan mismo, hindi talaga yung x is less than 5. Hindi yon. Ito ang final answer talaga natin. Okay? So, to understand better, let's have another example. Number 2, 5 times a number is greater than 30. So, if we're going to write this in its inequality form, yan na siya. 5x is greater than 30. And let's show our solution. So, what we do is that we copy 5x is greater than 30. Okay. And then, nakikita nyo naman, yung hinahanap nating value na x ay may katabi na 5. So, we have to remove 5 by what? Since this is multiplication, we're going to apply DPI or division property of inequality. So, divide both sides by 5. Okay? Pagka-divide natin by 5, of course, this will be already cancelled. And then, just copy x And then, copy natin ulit yung is greater than. So, copy na lang ha. 30 divided by 5, that is equal to 6. So, eto na yung sagot natin. But this is not yet your final answer. Kasi, kumbaga, eto pa lang yung cue natin kung ano yung magiging final answer talaga natin. Anong hinihingi ay mga numbers na mas mataas kay 6. So, kung i-recall natin yung number line natin, 6 is somewhere here. Yung nasa kaliwa ni 6, mga mabababa na. Yung nasa kanan ni 6, mga matataas na. Ang hinihingi ay mga numbers na mataas kay 6. So, therefore, we're going to have, ilista natin, mataas kay 6. So, kung mataas kay 6, hindi kasama si 6. Kasi si 6 ay hindi naman mataas kay 6. Ano ba ang sunod na number na mataas kay 6? We have 7. Okay? Tapos, papunta tayo sa kanan. Okay? 8, 9, 10, 11, and actually, ang dami pang mga numbers na mataas kay 6, even 1 million. So, kung ganun, kadami ang pwede pa nating mailista, of course, we don't need to write all of them. We just write ellipses, meaning to say that you still have a lot of numbers that we can write. And then, you just close in brace. Yan. Your set. Bali, parang nagkaroon ka ng set of numbers na posibleng sagot doon sa mga numero na mataas pa kay 6. And this is already our final answer. Okay? Okay, let's have another example. Number 3, a number subtracted by 1 is at least 3. So, remember, is at least, that's our symbol for this one. Yan. Okay? So, in order for us to solve for x, again, we're going to show our solution, apply the different properties of inequality. Alright? So, copy x minus 1. Oh, by the way, etong symbol na to, pwede natin tong basahin as is greater than or equal to 3. Take note of the word is. Halagi may is. So, is greater than or equal to 3. Now, our target is to remove minus 1 here kasi nga, ang target talaga natin ay makuha natin ulit si x. Okay? Mawin natin yung pagmamahal ulit ni x. Baka talagang tayo ang true love sa isa't, baka kayo talaga ang true love sa isa't isa. Joke lang yun, syempre. Okay, copy x. And then, no. Not copy x. Sorry for that. We have to erase x kasi hindi naman tayo talaga mag-ano. We're going to apply API. Addition property of inequality kasi kailangan natin matanggal si minus 1. So, mag plus 1 tayo. Okay? And then, plus 1 tayo dito din sa kabila. This will be cancelled na kasi 0 na yun. Even if you try to compute it in your calculator, the calculator will give you an answer of 0 to negative 1 plus 1. Or you may just recall and watch again the video all about how to add integers. Of course, this will be 0. Then, is greater than or equal to, what is 3 plus 1? That is equal to 4. So, eto na yung sagot natin. But this is not yet your final answer. Remember, kasi inequality to. Ang sagot ninyo talaga ay set of numbers. Okay? Actually, set of real numbers nga eh. Kasi, pwede kayong magkaroon ng sagot na fraction, decimals. However, ang sinusulat na lang natin is based doon sa number line na integers na lang yung sinusulat natin. Now that we have already found x is greater than or equal to 4, ibig sabihin, malapit na tayo doon sa paghahanap ng set of numbers na mataas at saka kaparehas ni 4. Diba yun yung ibig sabihin ng symbol na to? Ibig sabihin is at least. Ibig sabihin, pinakamababa na yung 4. Tama? Is at least. Pinakamababa na. Hindi ito class yung basis natin ha sa paghanap ng sagot. Ang basis natin ay eto mismong nahanap natin na matapos tayong mag-apply ng different properties of inequality. So, ano yung mga numbers na yon na pinakamababa na si 4? So, kung pinamababa ni si 4, nai-imagine nyo yung number line natin. You just have to write 4 again. Bakit isusulat natin si 4? Bakit hindi katulad nung kanina na hindi natin sinulat si 4? Kasi nga, class, mapapansin mo sa symbol mo, meron kang is greater than or equal to. So, ibig sabihin, kung may nakamababa na si 4, kasama si 4. Okay? Pinakamababa na si 4, kasama si 4. Okay, hindi siya katulad kanina na kung mataas kay 4 lang ang hinihingi, ibig sabihin, hindi mo pwede isama si 4 kasi mataas nga kay 4 ang hinihingi. Ibig sabihin, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth yun. Pero kung ang hinihingi ay pinakamababa na si 4, ibig sabihin, kasama si 4. Okay? So, pinakamababa si 4. Siyempre, isusunod natin si 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. Ellipsis, do not forget. And then, mag-brace tayo kasi madami pa tayong numbers na pwedeng isulat na mataas kay 4. So, check natin. Kanina hindi tayo nag-check. But anyways, kahit naman kasi mag-check tayo, we'll still arrive at the same answer. Try nyo tong 4. Okay? 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Tama? 4. Kung ang x natin ay magiging 4, 4 minus 1 is 3. At ang 3 ay kaparehas pa rin naman ni 3. So, tama tayo dito. Okay? Kung ito-check naman din natin si 5, 5 minus 1 is 4. At ang 4 ay mataas kay 3. So, tama tayo doon. Okay? So, next, let's try example number 4. Let's have the ratio of a number and 2 is at most 5. So this inequality can be written as this one is at most 5. And to show our solution, we'll have the following. Copy x out of 2 is at most or is less than or equal to 5. And then, syempre division to. And since this is division, we're going to apply MPI. So, by MPI, we are going to multiply both sides. Pwede naman tayo mag-multiply dito kabilaan. Pwede yun, for as long as tama ka ng property na in-apply mo. So, we're going to multiply by 2 and then multiply by 2. And this one, 2 i-times natin kay x, we're going to have 2x out of 2. Diba? So, if we're going to apply the correct process, pag tinimes natin to si 2 kay x, we're going to have 2x and then divide by 2. Still, you're going to arrive at x. Then, copy is less than. Okay, ayan. 5 times 2 is 10. Then, we just copy 10 here. And here, you arrive at your Q na. Kumbaga parang ito pa lang yung Q mo. It's not yet your final answer, ha? Our final answer is that, ano daw yung mga numbers na yon na pwedeng equal. Take note of the equal sign here. And then, at pwedeng mas mababa pa kay 10. So, is at most nga. Pag sinabi natin is at most, sagad na yung 10. 10 na yung pinakamataas. So, kung 10 na yung pinakamataas, edi ibig sabihin, kasama si 10. Kasi 10 na nga yung pinakamataas kaiba siya sa is less than 10. Ang is less than 10 kasi, ibig sabihin, 9, hindi mo pwedeng isama si 10. Ang hinihingi ay 9 lang, pababa. Pero ito, dahil is at most 10, sagad na yung 10, kasama si 10. Tapos, malalaman mo naman, class, ang sikreto yung mga symbol na yan yung nagtuturo sa'yo kung saan ka papunta. Diba, makikita mo, nakaganito siya. So, kung nakaganito siya, ibig sabihin, tinuturo niya na ang pagsusulat mo ng sagot ay lahat ng mga numero na papunta doon sa kaliwa. Kapag ka nakaganito naman siya, kung naaalala ninyo, lahat ng mga isusulat mong numbers ay yung mga numbers na papunta doon sa kanan. Okay? So, in here, you will see na ganito siya. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang pagsusulat mo ng numbers mo or yung solution set na tinatawag natin ay lahat ng mga papunta doon sa kaliwa. So, if you have here 10, ano pa ba yung mga sumusunod na numero na mababa kay 10? We're going to have 9, 8, 7, 6. And then, syempre, hindi ka pwedeng maglagay ng solid dot doon sa kanan kasi yun na nga yung sagad mo. Saan ka maglalagay ng ellipsis? Doon ka maglalagay ng ellipsis. Okay? So, not solid dot, ellipsis I mean. And then, brace, and then brace. So, that will be your final answer. Okay? So, let's see. For more examples, you may try to answer the following. So, I think that this will be all for the part 1, and then you may continue to watch the part 2 of solving linear inequality for 2 to 3 steps inequality. Yan. Okay, so please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet, and that will be all. God bless everyone. Bye bye. Mwah.